sorry to keep you waiting. It will start soon.
It's about time to get started.
Welcome to another episode of Controller Punch. I'm here with the Crunkosaurus.
Roar. Very special episode, people here.
Game of the Year candidate.
Oh, man, definitely.
This is Deadly Premonition.
Or Twin Peaks the game.
Yeah. Well, not really quite Twin Peaks the game, but it's like Twin Peaks viewed from a Japanese lens, then retranslated back in English by some North Americans that were like, hey, that's like Twin Peaks the game. And brought to us by Ignition. You know, Ignition is such a hardcore publisher that when they brought this over, despite IGN's review of giving it a 2, I knew I had to check it out. It was only $24.99.
I mean, and the user reviews.
Yes, the user reviews of this game tell you a truer tale. In fact, Jim Sterling at Destructoid tells you a truer tale of this game. So let's get into our experience with Deadly Premonition. So, Crunkosaurus, before we even get too much farther, why did we even start playing Deadly Premonition?
Well, I mean, we were going to jump right into Heavy Rain when it first came out. We were both excited for it. It looked fantastic. But then what happened?
The apocalypse.
Yes.
The PS3 apocalypse happened. So we could not play Heavy Rain. So what did we switch to?
Well, there you only had one choice for this type of game.
Deadly Premonition. And then didn't we try to go back to Heavy Rain again? And what happened? It needed a 624 meg update. So what did we do?
That's right. While the
game was loading, while the PS3 was loading that, we went back to this game because this game is genuinely interesting.
It is.
All right, so let's talk about the controls for a second. How does this game feel?
Well, I mean, this is the best game I've ever watched being played.
Very, very true. Yep. This game controls terribly. It feels like molasses. Aiming's off. The technical aspects of this game are terrible, like high definition PS2 at best. But
the important parts, I mean, the dialogue and the voice acting, I mean, it makes the game.
Oh yes, the voice acting. There's an incredible amount of voice acting in this game, despite its generally crappiness in other areas of it. And so yeah, when it comes down to actually entertaining a thought and being so deliciously weird, you can't help but get excited and keep playing.
Oh no, in terms of like getting you to kind of want to finish the game, it is...
Well, I mean, let's put it this way. We started playing this. We only had an inkling about what the series of Twin Peaks was. We started this game, then we watched the entire series of Twin Peaks.
That's true.
Plus the movie, which is a rare thing to find. All which are David Lynch craziness. Then we went back and played the game some more.
Very true.
So, I mean, here's a game that inspired us to watch an entire 90s TV show. If a game can do that, I mean, the game has some merit.
And I mean, what was the price for this again?
$24.99. And I think you can get it for $20 now.
It can't be beat.
I mean, it's got crappy QuickTime events. It plays like a survivor horror title, so a little bit like Resident Evil.
Yeah.
A lot of monotony in the gameplay, but it's not about gameplay. It's about cutscenes in this. I almost wish we could strip out all the cutscenes and just watch it like a show.
It'd be a lot better that way.
But you know what? You know what's actually my favorite thing about this game?
Tell me.
Is when you're driving in your car and you're the main character, Francis York Morgan, just talks to you.
Zach.
Yes, because you're the character Zach, and he talks to you, but he doesn't just talk to you. He talks to you about B movies from the 80s.
It's brilliant.
It's absolutely fantastic writing. On top of that, you know, this is the game that inspires lines like "So says Mr. Stewart," and there's messages in the coffee. FK.
And he loves biscuits.
Oh man, the biscuits are good. Actually, here's a scene where he's talking about movies.
Deadly Spawn. You remember that one, Zach? Back in '83, directed by Douglas McKenna. Right. It was filmed pretty cheap, but still it was pretty good. The monster design with the mouth crammed full of teeth, I loved it. So many delicious B-movie cliches. Did you know that they made a sequel? But I never got to see the sequel. The rental store didn't have it for some reason. They said
What can I say, Crunkosaurus? I actually want Deadly Premonition to get a sequel.
I do too. I actually want to see some of the movies you mentioned.
Yeah, actually, that's one thing that we should go through the game again and take down the movie titles and then go make sure we watch them all. And then we will have a fuller view, understanding of this brilliant title and the characters in it. The other thing about the game is that it's at times like a life simulator. You actually have a sleep meter and like a hungry meter. And the writing's cheeky all the way through, and it's just fantastically weird. Like, I mean, remember that scene where the girl dies in the shower?
That was crazy.
It was like the craziest game I've ever played. Okay, so if you're gonna go out there and spend $20 uselessly on something, spend it uselessly on Deadly Premonition.
Go buy it now.
It's great.